Yesterday, we had the furor over Michelle Wolf's performance. The media did not take kindly to this sort of joking around about serious matters. And many people thankfully stepped up to defend Michelle Wolf. Now we have comedy legend Dave Chappelle, who did the same. Here's a short video of what he thought about her performance at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
I really respected what I saw. I don't know who those people think they are, that she can't say that to them. They offend people all the time. And I think that for many people, not everybody who watched it, but for many people, it's cathartic to watch that woman speak truth to power like that. And whether they understand it or not, there was an enormous amount of levity in what she did. But it was very flat-footed, and it was grounded in her truth. And whether I agree with it or not, I gotta respect her artistry. I gotta respect her gangster. I know how hard it is to do what she did in front of that lame-ass crowd. And I think she nailed it. I thought it was beautiful. And I didn't see her pander once. And I thought that was beautiful.
Your thoughts, Emma?
I love Dave Chappelle. I mean, the great thing about whenever he speaks out is everyone listens. Anyone of any political leaning likes Dave Chappelle. They like the Chappelle Show. You know, every white boy I've ever met is obsessed with Dave Chappelle, so they'll listen too, even if they like Trump. But I was so livid in the days following the White House Correspondents' Dinner, the reaction to Michelle Wolf, who I thought absolutely nailed it. I was laughing out loud numerous times. I mean, what DC decides to get outraged about? No, they're not deciding to get outraged about the fact that Donald Trump has already killed more civilians in Syria and Iraq in the fight against ISIS with drones than than Obama did in his entire tenure as president. They're not going to get upset that Flint still doesn't have clean water. They're not going to get upset that the tax cuts favor the rich enormously, that Trump is participating in crony capitalism, that he's giving handouts. I mean, it is there's so many things that you could get outraged about. But when you offend the sensibilities of the people in power, when you offend people because you don't follow the decorum of the White House Correspondents' Dinner, that's when the DC elites decide to get angry. And that's when journalists decide to come together and stand up for the common good, which they define as standing up for the powerful. I'm pretty sure that in journalism school, you learn to go after the powerful, not defend them.
Yeah, and hearing one of the comments I saw, I forget unfortunately who said it, but it's not the job of journalists to say what's true. That was a serious comment that I don't understand.
I just don't think they should have the White House Correspondents' Dinner altogether if they're going to bring in some sort of speaker. It's like the one, as Dave Chappelle said, cathartic experience where the public gets to see our politicians get ripped on right to their face, especially in an administration where the public is so dismayed by what's going on, except for the Republicans, steadfast Republicans. He has a very high approval rating with them. But the rest of the country is fearful and not happy with this president and the people surrounding him. So it's more than ever, having a comedian with biting commentary is important, as Chappelle pointed out. And I don't even know what conservative comedian you could find, because artists are always the ones who are most in touch with the truth, and they seem to be all liberal. So that's the same thing with professors. I guess Jeff Dunham, the guy with with the puppets, right? He would be the regular conservative guest. I can't even is he a conservative? Probably, because
he appeals to them. I'm sure he's got a Hillary puppet somewhere he can bring out.
Yeah.
It'll end with a puppet being locked up.
Like my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Right.
I find the whole thing very frustrating. I see the comedian at the White House Correspondents' Dinner as stepping in for us in this room of people who are so wrapped up in themselves and their relationship with power that they can't see 99% of what's wrong with what they're doing. And so, the idea that calling Sarah Huckabee Sanders a liar would be shocking to them. Where have they been living this whole time? The idea that you can watch a lot of CNN and not really get any information from it, that was appalling to them. They hadn't even considered the possibility. So I find that to be frustrating.